afternoon, actually. Well, it is still 1 minute of the morning left, so good morning, everybody. So we're going to be starting seated again this month. So just finding a comfortable seat. You won't really need much this go round this month. You may want to blow your nose before we get started because we're going to be doing quite a bit of breath work today. And I actually have off camera just a piece of tissue waiting for me for when we get to that point, just in case, with winter time we get a little clogged, and we can just clear it out before we actually go into the Breath of Fire practice that we'll be doing today. And it's 12 o'clock, so we'll kick it off. First of all, welcome everybody that's here, live in class, Satnam. And if you've been coming, we've been working on the Kriya for detoxification last month. And we're going to continue that detoxification effect this month. There will be some similarities in the warm-up that will be familiar from last month. You didn't have to come last month in order to join in. But we're going to be continuing with some navel pumping and some breath as we do Breath of Fire today, which is going to continue the detoxification effect and take it from the grossness of last month, which was primarily detoxification using the body, into a detoxification using the breath, which is going to clear out the mental pathways, right? So moving a little bit deeper into the subtleness of our detoxification effect this month, using Breath of Fire as the technique to do that. So we're going to practice Breath of Fire before we get into any movement. So I want everybody to take their right hand, put their right hand on their navel center. I'm going to open the mouth and stick the tongue out, and we're going to begin to pant like a dog. Keep the breath just like that. You may get a little bitterness on the tongue, that's natural, just feel that. It will go away in a couple seconds actually. And as the navel is pumping as we breathe, really want you to focus on that pump of the navel that happens very naturally as we have this slightly forceful exhalation. So keeping the breath, then closing the mouth and in and out through the nose. Navel still pumping. Three, two, one. Taking a big inhale, drawing the breath all the way in. And a smooth exhalation out of the nose. A round of breath, just feeling the effects of that little bit of breath practice. So that's Breath of Fire. We're going to practice it one more time, except in and out of the nose right away. Keeping that right hand on the navel center, taking about a half an inhalation in, and then begin the Breath of Fire. Navel stays pumping, breath stays steady, and you set your pace. Slightly forceful exhalation, mostly passive inhalation, basically so the inhalation and the exhalation balance themselves out equally. The exhale, that push of the navel center in, lifts the diaphragm, the air releases out of the body, and then as the navel releases, the air flows back in as the diaphragm drops, and then just accentuating that inhalation just slightly. It takes practice, and you'll get a lot of practice with it today. 3, 2, and 1. Big inhale, draw it in. Hold at the top, little pause. And smooth exhalation. You can already feel the effects of what this breath practice does. You may get some tingling in the body. You may feel a flush through the system. You may feel some tingling around the head. Just notice and feel. Beautiful. And then allowing the eyes to blink open. So we're going to be doing 12 minutes of Breath of Fire today once we get to that part of the practice. So I want to introduce it, get us a little practice with it, and then we'll have enough time to practice with it later. So if this is your first time attempting Breath of Fire, go easy on yourself. It does take practice in order to get this rhythmic effect over a long period of time. But the longer you practice it, the easier you can fall into that rhythm. And like I said, we're doing this for further detoxification, this time working with the navel center, which is called the second brain because of how many nerve endings we have there and how that directly connects and relates to our neural pathways in our mind. So we're going to be doing 3 different mudras when we get to the Breath of Fire practice. The first mudra is going to be Gyan Mudra. Thumb and first finger touch, other 3 fingers extend away. And you keep the arms and shoulders loose. The breath will be moving, and our focus with our eyes closed is going to be down in the pit of the navel center. So right down at the bottom, underneath the belly button, right at the top of the pelvis essentially. Right? That's where our mental focus will be while we have this mudra. The second mudra is going to be arms extended straight out from the shoulders, palms face up. This is going to have a heart chakra focus of the mind. So when our arms are out here, we're going to be concentrating on the heart while the breath is moving. The third mudra is Anjali Mudra, prayer pose. While the breath is moving, our focus is going to be at the third eye point, slightly up above the eyes, in the center, and slightly into the cranium itself. So slightly in and up. So those are the 3 mudras. And we're going to go through the first 3, and then we're going to land in Gyan Mudra to finish the last 3 minutes of the practice. Then we'll fall into a nice meditation at the end. So that's everything we need to know for now. I will guide you through everything as we go like I normally do. But I just want to introduce this so when we get there, we don't have to break the flow of the practice in order to go through all this stuff again. Beautiful. 7 minutes. We did good. I gave myself 10 minutes for that whole thing. All right, guys. You're in your comfortable seat, hands coming together at heart center, and a nice little rub of the palms, eyes closed. And we'll begin with the Adi mantra, followed by the Mangala Charan mantra, traditional Kundalini opening mantras. Allowing the hands to come to stillness, thumbs rest at the sternum, sitting up nice and tall like a yogi. Taking a big inhale all together, all the way in. And a smooth exhalation all the way out. And the inhale tunes us in. Om Namo Adgre name, Jugat gre name, Satguru Name, Sri Guru Devai Name, Hatguru Name, Jugatguru Name, Satguru Name, Sri Guru Devai Name. Inhale, draw the breath in deeply and completely all the way into the body. Hold the breath, little pause at the top, setting your intention for the practice. Why you came, why you're here. Know it, feel it, be it. And a smooth exhalation out of the nose. Taking our intention with us, we're going to transition onto our backs. And like I said, very similar beginning to the warm-up of the practices last month. So allowing the knees to curl into the chest, and there's a very specific reason we're doing this, because we're building the body for where we're going over the next couple months. Little rock side to side. And then interlacing the hands around the right shin. Inhale that left leg high to the sky, both feet are flexed. And then exhale, left leg down towards the floor. Inhale, it rises. Exhale, it falls. Moving with the breath, nice and smooth. You can pace at whatever pace feels right in your body. Heel extends away, feet stay flexed. Leg as straight as can be as it moves. Inhale as the leg rises. Exhale as it falls. Five, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Inhale that left leg high. And exhale, curl that left leg in. Switching sides, interlacing around the left shin now. Inhale, right leg high, foot is flexed. Exhale, leg down, hovering about an inch off the ground. Inhale, it rises. Exhale, it falls. Smooth and steady. Your pace, your breath. Feel into the body, feel into the movement. Keep extending that right heel away. For 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Inhale, straight up. And exhale, bending the legs. Feet come flat to the floor. Inhale, little lift of the hips. Palms face down underneath the butt. And exhale, landing the hands on the tops of the backs of the hands. Inhale, draw those knees in towards the chest. And on an exhalation, left leg goes long. Inhale, right leg goes long. Exhale, left leg goes long. Side to side, just like we did last month. Inhaling, right long, left knee in. Exhaling, left long, right knee in. Halfway there. Stay with it. Steady as we go. Steady breath, steady motion, steady body. Breath and body in harmony, moving as one. Inhaling right, exhaling left. Eyes closed as much as you can throughout the entire practice. Allow it to be meditative movement. Both legs extend straight out, hovering as you inhale deeply and completely. Hold the breath, pause. You may get a little trembling. Hold, hold. And exhale, bending the knees, feet come flat to the floor. You're going to release the hands from underneath of you, put the hips back onto the floor. Arch up, head and shoulders come off the ground. Fingertips point towards the toes, hovering about 8 inches to a foot off the ground. Inhale, we're going to lean, reaching to the right, arching the body a little bit to the right. And on the exhale, over to the left. So side to side, the abdomen is engaged and we're working into the obliques here. Try and keep the entire shoulder blade off the ground as we do it. Big inhale, center. And exhale. And as you do, allow the head to come to the earth. Inhale, the hands come wide up overhead. And then as you exhale, interlacing the hands, elbows wide, lifting the head, resting the head into the basket of the hands. Elbows stay wide. Inhale deeply here. And then as you exhale, crunch up. Keep crunching. Inhale as you return to the earth. Exhale as you crunch up. For 3, 2, and 1. Last exhale. Inhale back to the earth. And an exhale. Hands wrap around the shins as the knees draw in. Little side to side. And pause center. A little front to back. Rolling up along the spine. Coming up onto your knees to rock pose. So if rock pose presents you any issues, if it's hard for you to stay sitting on your heels, you'll take a block. Block's going to go in between the heels, and then you'll sit with the perineum and the tailbone essentially on that block. If you need to go 2 blocks high, you can go 2 blocks high. That will alleviate some of the pressure on the knees. You don't need a block. You don't need a block. So with the palms face down onto the thighs, we're going to move into spinal flex. So inhale, heart forward as the pelvis tilts forward. Exhale as the heart rounds back. This one's called Camel Ride. Inhale and exhale. And we've got 3 full minutes here. This practice, I swear by it. It's really good to, if you do it first thing in the morning, you might get a lot of gas alleviating out of you. This is good. It's a cleansing within itself. This rock pose is very good for digestion. And as you move rhythmically like this, the organs inside take a ride with you. It's why this one's called Camel Ride, because it really begins to shift and move everything in your abdominal region, all the internal organs. The other reason I like this one so much is it really strengthens the spinal erectors in the lower part of the back. Any low back issues that you might be having, this is a really great practice to do for 3 minutes a day. Inhale, heart comes forward. Exhale, heart goes back. Chin stays parallel to the floor, head stays locked in place as best you can. The head's not moving up and down with this motion. We're just isolating the length of the spine between tailbone and collarbone. Whew. And now take some of the force out of it. You got a minute and a half to go, right? We're halfway there. Find the glide, find the ease, find the movement and the breath. Be in love with yourself as you do it. Because this is essentially making love to yourself as you move, as you breathe. Like whispering to a lover inside over and over. You're coming deeper into the practice, deeper into yourself as we move through this warm-up. Breath is in and out of the nose, nice and steady. A little softer in this last little bit. A little softer in the breath, a little softer in the motion. Maybe a little slower. 3, 2, and 1. Big inhale, upright as you slide the hands back up to the hip crease. Now exhale, draw the stomach in, pull the abdomen back, empty the lungs as you push down onto the thighs. There you go. So a little separation as you tuck that tailbone, diaphragm lifts, hold and stay empty. And in the inhalation, release the push of the hands, big full breath in. And exhale. And inhale, big full breath in, all the way in, hands stay in that hip crease. And now exhale as you push down onto the thighs, emptying the lungs, diaphragm lifts, navel pulls back. You hold empty for 3, 2, 1. Inhale, let the breath in, release the push of the arms. Let the breath out, release the breath. We're going to do one more round of that. Inhale, big full breath in, all the way. And then exhale, navel pulls back, diaphragm lifts. You push into the thighs, creating space, growing between that 3 to 4 inches in the low back and tailbone. Hold. And inhale. And exhale. Inhale, the hands wide out and up, straight up. And on an exhalation, the hands drop down to the shoulders, elbows wide. Inhale, a little twist to the left. Exhale, a little twist to the right. We're not here for much longer. Just saying that if anybody's knees are starting to bother them, just know we're not going to be here for very much longer. If your knees are bothering you, maybe next time blocks if you haven't done it this time. 3, 2, 1. Inhale, center, big full breath. Elbows stay as wide and open as they can. Hold. And exhale, palms coming down. Landing face down on the thighs. Little pause, little breath, little noticing. Feeling into the experience. Stepping up. I'm going to come up to standing. A little shake of the legs. Doesn't have to be much. Just a little shake. And then feet hips width distance or a little wider because it's time for squats. Palms face down, arms straight out forward in front of you from the shoulders. So you want to keep them at shoulder height. Fingertips are close together. Palms face down. Big inhale. And exhale, squat. In to rise, X to squat. Make it as small as you need it to be and as big as you can. Three, 2, 1. Inhale, arms straight up. And an exhale, and slowly come down to the side. Heart will be pumping. Breath will be racy. Let the breath do whatever it needs to do. Eyes closed, just stand and breathe. Beautiful. We move, we transition belly down. So as we come belly down, landing the tops of the feet onto the floor. Little push into the tops of the feet is going to lift the knees off the ground. Doesn't have to be super strong. Palms on either side of the chest. Chin stays slightly tucked. And we're going to move in and out of baby cobra. Inhale to rise. Exhale to lower. So the breath is still pumping a little fast. Begin to slow it down with this movement. Fall into a steady flow, coming as high as you can, not using the hands, just coming as high as you can using the low back. Everything that we're doing in this warm-up is building our ability to sit, to be able to have that upright meditative posture. I gotta catch my own breath. Not good to be talking through all this. Steady as you go at moving at your pace. Keep allowing the breath to get longer and smoother. And allow the motion of the up and down to be able to match the slowness of the breath. There you go. No rush, no hurry, no speed. Just slowing the breath down, taking control of the breath in that way. The heart will match, it will slow down. So those squats use a lot of oxygen. And this is the exact opposite effect of that. You've got 7 more repetitions. Make it yours entirely, smooth and steady. Tops of the feet stay in the ground, the knees stay lifted. This is your root, your anchor. And you're using the low back only. The hands are there for support. Rising up as high as you can and lowering back to the earth. Last time rising. Last time lowering. Pushing into the hands, pushing into the knees. Inhale, we're going to rise through table. Exhale, pushing back into child. Forehead coming to the ground. And then bringing the hands, palms face up by the feet. Completely relaxing the shoulders. Just surrender to the floor and breathe. Fall in. We had an amplifying effect in the system as we did the squats. And like I said, we're moving completely reverse in the other direction with the nervous system now. Just breathe. It's a little longer here. Bringing the hands from behind you, placing them on either side of the chest or head. And then inhale, we're going to rise up and we're going to build a seat. And we are very good on time. First one in the class, always a little uncertain how time's going to work out, but we're doing quite well. Awesome. I want to make sure we finish by 1 o'clock today. Inhale, the hands wide, about 60 degrees, palms facing each other. On an exhale, we're going to make fists, and we're going to draw the hands down into the sides of the ribs, the arms down to the sides of the ribs. Ready? Inhale. Exhale. Okay? Five, 4, 3, 2, 1. Big inhale, all the way up, hands up high. And exhale, the hands slowly fall down. Thumb, first finger touch, other fingers extend away. Just breathe and feel. Like I said, this is what the tissues were for. If you need them, use them. Clear out. Part of what we're doing here is seeing if we need tissues. The other part of what we're doing is setting the tone for the practice we're about to move into. Beautiful. Another round. Inhale, hands up, palms facing each other, about 60-degree angle. On the exhale, fists, elbows to the ribs. 3, 2, 1. Inhale, hands high. And exhale, release. Thumb, first finger touch. It builds, each one on the last. Really moving the lymph here. We've been doing a lot of that in the warm-up. Ah, beautiful. Just rest in the stillness. Feel the experience. And do one more round. Inhale, the hands come up. Palms face each other. And on an exhale, we go. Big inhale, all the way in. Hold, pause, stay. Extend the finger as wide as you can. Keep that breath held. Arms as straight as can be, tall as you can in the body. And in exhalation, slowly the hands fall down, thumb, first finger touch, and we land in our meditation position. A couple rounds to fall into the stillness and silence here. We are prepared to move into our breath practice. We're moving towards meditation. Right? We've got the energy moving and flowing. We've cleared and rinsed through the body. We've accelerated. We've slowed down. We've clarified, which is where we are now. And we're going to move into the cleansing practice. A couple more rounds of breath to stabilize. And then we'll be starting with the breath of fire. Right through the nose like we practiced. You'll hear a chime. And it will go off every 3 minutes until we're done. And I'll guide the way. Just be at ease. Be relaxed. We're all in this together. When the chime starts, we begin the practice. Staying nice and tall in your seat. Regular, steady breath. That's regulated, okay? Regulated, as steady as you can. You find your pace with the breath of fire, and you do what works best for you. At any point, if you need to pause or stop, go ahead, take a couple rounds of normal breath, and then come back in. And, I should have said this earlier, but if you're menstruating, no breath of fire for you today, just long, slow, deep breathing. This is to keep things flowing in the right direction, rather than going the opposite direction. Okay? You don't have to keep up with my pace. I'm a little fast. I'm very practiced with this. Years and years and hundreds of hours at this point of this practice. Once you have the belly going, once you're settling into this part of the practice, keeping that awareness and attention right at the base of the navel center, rooting into that first and second chakra, our place of stability and our place of creativity. Those two things are very yoked together. Feel stable, feel centered, feel creative. Hands come out to shoulder height, arms straight as can be, palms face up, breath stays steady. Breath of fire focuses at the heart center, our place of compassion. Keep upright in the seat. This is very, very important. It gets harder if you start to slump. So stay as upright as you can. Keep that navel center moving as best you can. Arms extended to either side of the shoulders at shoulder height, palms face up. You may even feel some tingling, some chi building up in the palms of your hands. In yoga, we call it prana. Prana and chi are very, very related. You might even say they are the same thing, just in different languages and different ways of describing them. But essentially, the energy of life that's in and around us. Mental awareness is at the heart center, navel is steady. Let all else leave out of your mind and out of your consciousness. Be the practice. Maybe you remember your intention and stay with that lingering in the back of your mind and focus completely at the heart center. Hands coming together slowly at the heart. You may feel this energy in the palms of your hands as they begin to come closer together and unite at the heart. Feel the radiant energy at your heart move upward to the third eye point, and that is now where your attention and focus stays. Relax into it as best you can. The first 9 minutes are a bit of a challenge. After that 9-minute mark, it gets so easy. Really, it can be maintained for a really long period of time. "37.5 minutes for me is my longest sustained breath of fire, I believe. Right now, you're breaking old habits. You're breaking through stuckness. You're breaking through unwanted energy lying dormant inside of you. You're releasing older versions of yourself that no longer serve you. This is exactly what this practice is and does. It is guaranteed. I promise you this. Stay with it. Stay steady. Focus right at the third eye point, navel center, going strong. Change or shift that occurs inside of us. It's not about we're bad people trying to get better. We're just great people getting even better than we already were. It's not that we're unworthy or disgusting or there are parts of us that we don't like or any of that. That's not what this cleansing is about. It's about simply becoming more in line and more unified with our destinies, our true selves, the version of ourselves that we were born into this world as before any damage was done. And we all have some damage. So layer by layer we release this damage and we come rightfully into our true natures, our sense, our beingness of Sat Nam, that true essence that we are. Changing the position back to Gyan Mudra, the hands fall, palms face up on the knees. Thumb, first finger touch, other fingers extend away. This last 3 minutes of the breath here, nice and steady. Should be able to be relaxed in it at this point. There you go. Bringing it home. Focus drops back down to the low navel point. Awareness right into the top of the pelvis. First and second chakra. Stability and creativity. Full, complete exhalation, all the way out like we practiced earlier. Empty, empty the lungs, navel pulls back. And now inhale all the way, big full breath in as big as you can, and hold, a longer breath hold, this one for as long as you can. That exhale was a final release of everything that was old, and this inhale holding the new, the good, keeping that inhalation for as long as you can. And when you're ready, on your time, release the inhalation and drop into silent meditation. After the breath is released, there'll be layers of falling into the meditative state. Body is relaxed, mind is attentive on the breath. Feeling the flow of the breath come in and out of the body. Awareness and attention, feeling the inhalation flow in the nose, down into the lungs as they expand. Awareness and attention as the exhalation leaves the lungs, contract, the air flows out of the nasal passage. Awareness and attention back to that third eye point. On the inhalation, silently repeating Sat on the inhale, Nam on the exhale. I am true. Inhaling Sat, exhaling Nam. You may remain seated, keeping the meditation going, inhaling Sat, exhaling Nam, or transitioning down into your Shavasana. Either one will serve you. It really depends entirely on you. If this is a sweet place, stay here. If you're fighting your body, move to your back. Stay there, continuing inhaling Sat, exhaling Nam, mental attention and awareness and focus at the third eye point, and feeling the sensations of the body breathing. Present awareness. back or in your seated meditation, releasing the technique. No more awareness of Satnam. No more focus on the breath. Just allow the technique to fall away. Rest in the stillness and silence and observe. Moving towards that witness state. Just observing. If you're seated and you want to come down to your back for the next little bit, you may do so. Letting the thumb touch the other fingertips one at a time. Wiggling the fingers, wiggling the toes. Hands coming together at heart center, a little rub of the palms. If you're on your back, soles of the feet come off the ground to touch, rubbing the soles of the feet, rubbing the hands at the same time. And then inhale, stretch the legs, reach the hands, stretch it out. And exhale over onto your right side if you're on your back. Recrossing the legs if you're seated. And then for those that are on their backs, making your way up to an upright seated posture. Hands landing back at the heart center, feeling a sense of gratitude for your practice, your connection to the world, the universe, and God. Big inhale, hands wide out and up, palms touch overhead. I'm happy. Exhale, hands landing at the heart. Inhale, hands wide out and up, palms touch. I'm healthy. Exhale, hands to the heart. Inhale, hands wide out and up, palms touch. I am whole. Exhale, hands landing at the heart. And out loud, repeat after me. I embody grace so fully that all who I meet feel its presence. Hands to the forehead center. Closing with one long sat, one short nam. Inhaling. Sa. Thank you for everyone that's here and joining in later. Beautiful, beautiful class. Guys, this has been my practice for the last couple weeks. The meditation at the end is amazing. These are practices that are meant to be done 40 days in a row minimum, right? So just know that they're here for you. Come back to them if you want to do them every day. I highly recommend that. And the depth of the practice and the ease of the practice will come in stride together. As usual, any questions, I'll unmute everybody for those that are live. And for everyone else, I'll see you around town. Class tomorrow at 11 a.m. as usual. Thanks so much. Sat Nam.